Sharply, as we don't talk like that for inside this morning, we will start with immediate alacrity. Now, for those who be saying no, community voices now where we be say with an but make people they hear our voice them. No matter any place where we say we day, whether not for inside village, any part of the world for inside Obodo, Nigeria. Now time for you to be take hear our voice. Yep. Now, sharply, we not say the main thing now where they go up and down and the issue of the new Naira notes, but no be waiting we can't talk inside this morning. No. But it's what we say we can't talk inside this morning now concerning the things that we be say, some of the things that we they happen for inside our community, like road, lights, school, and the rest. Those amenities where we say we supposed enjoy as human beings. Don't forget, say yesterday we also called one commissioner where we say serve like 2 times for inside the Akwa Ibom State under Senator Godswill Akpabio for inside Akwa Ibom State, and he also served for inside the Udom Emmanuel as also a commissioner also for special duties. And now they come outside as a senator, but the people there for inside the community they complain to say they don't get lights. So what thing don't do, and we try more to correct some impression concerning say okay, this person no be NEPA 9B, but as in day in a voice to the people them where we say it Tandagiriba take come from. Now I go Tandagiriba take Tosemo to call them, but before we call them, we get one tradition here. We go through our states and capitals. We say we go start with Abia, Adamawa, Yola, Akwa Ibom, Uyo, Anambra, Oka, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Benue, Makodi, Borno, Maiduguri, Cross River, Calabar, Delta, Asaba, Ebonyi, Abakaliki, Edo, Ekiti, Enugu, Gombe, Imo, Owerri, Jigawa, Duse, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Kogi, Lokoja, Kwara, Ilori, Lagos, Ikeja, Nasarawa, Lafia, Niger, Mina, Ogun, Abeokuta, Ondo, Akure, Osun, Osogbo, Oyo, Ibadan, Plateau, Jos, Rivers, Port Harcourt, Sokoto, Taraba, Jalingo, Yobe, Damaturu, Zamfara, Buso, FCT, Abuja. Now so we Tandagiriba take them for inside with FCT for inside Abuja, yeah. And like I talked before, we go still call that the man will be say they come outside for senatorial position first, because we get one Ogbonge person for inside studio. But before we unveil them, you know enough say the general election on the at hand, and so many people they come outside for different position. But first, make we call this our Emmanuel Enoidem, yes, where they come outside for senatorial position for inside Akwa Ibom State concerning complaint where we say them complaining with that place again, where we say they've been complaining about for inside the Timoko local government area, where we say they thought say they no get light.
Yes, for 5 years.
For 5 years.
Yep.
They complain say they no get light for 5 years. Make we call Mr. Emmanuel inside this morning. Make we call him again, make we hear from him. Don't forget, say yesterday we been call him, but he did for inside the rally. When we call him that yesterday, if he did for inside the rally. So make we try, make we reach him again today. Make we hear where he did today again. And don't forget, say this period na rally.
Election.
Dear customer, the customer you are calling is on another call.
Emmanuel Enoidem.
Yes.
Dear customer,
where they come outside as senator for inside Akwa Ibom State, where be 1 time this, 1 time that, 3 times commissioner for inside Akwa Ibom State. But in people them for inside there, them they complain, they cry, say them no get light for like over 5 years now. So now I make them carry cry, take enter inside community voices.
Dear customer,
say make we help them take voice and but in number I dey on top another call. With on top this level, make we enter inside another matter we be saying for inside here concerning community voices. Now we get another person where be say himself they come outside on top election also. As they come outside, make una no forget say for inside the year, our own we need to look town. Now inside villages, inside community, now they look. Now, many of these people be say they come outside. Under the place where we say that they come outside, villages they inside. So many communities where we say that they lack so many things, they there. And now one of the reasons we make them, they come out. Inside this morning, with Tandagiriba take the with one of the person where we say they come outside under the Labour Party. As a member for inside the Federal House of Representatives, Burutu Federal Constituency of Delta State. We will talk about Mr. Louis Ebiotubo Tabai. Hope say I get that name, Mr. Louis. Good morning this morning,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
How you doing for inside this morning?
Fine, thank you. Good morning.
You're welcome this morning.
Yes.
Yes, and sharply, before we go further, first of all, me I don't use my TikTok and I go like make you use your own mouth TikTok and which you they come outside for, and under which people you they where we say you want represent.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Louis Ebiotubo Tabai. I'm the candidate for House of Representatives, Burutu Federal Constituency of Delta State.
Of Delta State.
Yes, and I'm coming under Labour Party.
Under Labour Party. Good. Now, why we say make you come? So that as we dey talk say okay, see what you they come outside for. Now we go like to also know why you they come outside for that position. Then before we go ask you other question.
Okay, so as we all know, the country is not going on very well.
Okay.
Yes, and the people of Burutu Federal Constituency, first of all, Burutu Federal Constituency now one local government. It is one of the richest local governments in Nigeria. It's also the biggest local government in Nigeria. But the people are not getting the full benefits of it. And the problems, the issues that leads to that also affect other parts of the country. We know that the biggest problem of Nigeria is hidden in our administrative processes. That is the way we do things, our administrative processes, our procurement laws, and every other thing. So I decided that it is time for people to get involved, right? People, we need to get involved. We cannot just keep staying behind and say, the government did this, the government did that. No, it was time for people to come and see what we can do about the situation of the country by providing common sense solutions and ideas to see how we can fix the country, because the country is in a terrible state.
Okay.
Some minutes ago, you said that we want to focus on community issues. We probably will not talk about the Naira redesign.
No.
Well, everything is interlinked.
Definitely.
Because there's a great hardship in the country right now due to policy, and that's why it is very important for us to make the right decisions during elections, because a policy, a single policy, a single presidential order, or even a CBN order or a law can cause very good things, and if it also cause very terrible things and cause hardship on people. So choices we make on who leads the country.
on my us.
Exactly.
All right. Now when we say don't talk, the reason we make you won't come outside. Before I go ask another question. Now, which position you don't been there? Where you been there before now?
Okay. So prior to now, I've never held any elective position for the government.
Okay.
But I've been working with the federal government.
Okay.
For the past 13 years, I work with federal government in many capacities.
Okay.
I am an ICT expert. I have experiences in web development, software development, and also I specialize in cybersecurity.
Okay.
But I'm also a nation builder. For many years, I've done. I co-own an NGO called Christian Muslim Unity Foundation, where we do nation building. We preach peaceful coexistence among Christians and Muslims in the country, and also I'm also involved with many other things that for nation building, basically.
Okay.
So my intention is that, based on my experience, I have experience with working with the government. Like I said, the problem with this country is deeply hidden in our administrative processes, the way we do things. We use a lot of third parties to get things done. You can hear a government say, I spent so and so millions on education, I spent this, but we don't see the dividends because of the structure, the administrative processes of how these things go. You know, your government wants to do something, instead of going direct, you get Mr. A to contact Mr. B to get the thing done. At the end of the day, the government can say they don't spend 500 million on education, but what really happens is that
you need them to see 1 million on top of the education.
Exactly. And because of our processes,
okay,
they need to be fixed. We need to rejig it. Some people call it constitutional amendment.
Okay.
Some people say it's a restructuring. It's all the same thing. It's hidden in our processes, our administrative processes, and I am here to contribute my quota towards fixing this.
Okay. Now you like waiting have been asked before. You don't read. You talk say see where you don't be work with ICT under the government, like federal government.
Yes.
Now, make I enter inside the main question now. Waiting people they lack for inside that community. Where we say you now they come aside from. I know say you from Delta State.
Yes.
You are from Burutu local government.
Yes.
And you come from a village inside which part was that Burutu?
Chorogbene town.
Chorogbene town.
Yes.
Now inside those your place, them inside like your town, your village. I don't know whether everywhere they okay there.
Certainly not.
Okay, waiting that they lack there
Okay.
for inside the community.
Okay. So just like every other rural part of Nigeria,
Okay.
we lack the basic things. We lack power.
No light.
No, there's no light. There's no light. We've been using generators in my constituency for many years. There's no light.
But you say something, say this now one of the richest local governments
local
or
government.
community inside there will do Nigeria.
Yes. So
So why you make that work say the
Okay.
richest?
Okay, so yes, it's the richest because we have, if you check the budget, if you check the allocations when Burutu they receive, you can see it's obvious. You know there's 13% derivation, so
Yeah.
those states will receive more money. So from that you can have an idea. That's
Okay.
one. Two, and the places where light day. Luckily, there are some oil installations and oil facilities in some communities, not the whole local government. So what happens is that the communities that have those oil facilities, their feet give them some light, maybe evening till morning or for some hours. But say light, PHC, NEPA, or whatever name it is now,
No, until when they give out 247, they'll change from NEPA.
Yes.
For now, they are NEPA.
proper light with people paying bills. Even if it's in that Burutu local government, it cannot be more than just 10% or 15% of.
Light.
Yes.
Maybe it's because Benin electricity distribution
BEDC.
company is one
I
of
know
the
a BEDC, now
yeah,
they charge
one
on
of
that
the
side.
worst in
That
Nigeria.
BEDC. Okay.
Maybe
Well,
it's because of that, and that brings me to this question. You said you were working with the government for some time.
No, before
Okay.
before that place,
Okay.
if don't mention light, which other things again we know they okay?
So specifically, we have challenges in education.
Okay.
I'll give you an instance. In my village, in the secondary school, there are over 500 students, and there are just about 3 or 4 teachers.
Okay.
Compared to other places in Delta State, maybe in Asaba, for instance, or Uplands, you have about 100 teachers to that same amount of students, or maybe 50 teachers. So education is lacking. My Burutu is over 50% water, right? So people have been doing.
So now they close to water riverine area.
Yes. Burutu is just before the Atlantic Ocean.
Whoa.
Yes, my village specifically is just about 500 meters from the Atlantic Ocean.
500 meters.
Meters.
Sorry,
That's
about 50 kilometers
after
from
50.
it.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
50
alright.
kilometers from
well,
it.
500 meters, they're very close.
How of a
Yes.
football? I think five of a football field.
Field, yeah. Continue.
Yeah, so I did some findings. Why? Because there was a mass protest. People are complaining. No students. We don't even compass. They don't come. And I had to do some findings. I said, why? So I made some findings, and I found out that people lobby because of the harsh terrain, because of the expensive. Because maritime transport is very expensive, and it's very expensive. The terrain, no lights, it's difficult. So most people lobby. When they want to post person go schools for that side, they will lobby, they will beg and plead and say,
They don't want to go
please, leave me in Asaba or Ugeli, those where there's land,
Or Warri.
where there's electricity, things like that. So people don't go. So that's one of the biggest problems we have, education, and also the infrastructure. And one of the solutions I proposed that we need to create incentives and backed by law for teachers, so that we understand that the terrain is difficult. We need to encourage teachers to go there, even if to give them a bonus in law. First of all, that's what I'm going for. I'm running for House of Reps. That's one. But even before such things are passed, we have to find a way to cut corners, do plus or minus to still support and teachers to go there, because really and truly the terrain is difficult and very expensive. So if you are paying a teacher maybe 50,000 naira, the teacher will prefer to stay in Ugeli or somewhere that has land than going to the riverine core river. Yes, so
Is I made the PM 20,000 or 30,000 naira for there.
certainly. Then, yeah.
Okay. Then what about road network for them?
Yes.
Road.
So there has been some road like on the way to my own village. Luckily for us, Governor Ibori did a bridge, Bomadi Bridge. So because of that bridge, there's the road is now getting towards my own community. But there are still a lot of other places that government has neglected. Like there's a bridge, Ayakoromo Bridge. For a long time, that bridge ought to have been completed so that the road can get far into the other part of Burutu. But it's alleged that in the last 3-4 years, the state government has not put so much effort towards that bridge. Up until now, when there's an election and people are trying to for political score points and gains, say they want they could do this bridge, they could do that bridge, right? But like I said, it's a riverine area. To do a road, you might need to do maybe 10 to 15 bridges, and you know, say bridge they're expensive.
No, definite bridge.
We understand that. So there's a lot of effort, but certainly, if good governance, with good governance, there will be more efforts, there will be more progress in making, and like this thing I was talking about our administrative processes, to cut corners, to reduce the excesses. That's our core interest. I have not mentioned that before. We need to reduce the excesses. That's why
excesses. What will be the excesses?
Like I said before, when 500 million, for instance.
Okay, before you know you know go even see 1 million naira on top the project.
Exactly.
When 500 million the budget.
I remember our presidential candidate was giving an example of how they were supposed to do it.
The presidential candidate will be your presidential candidate.
Okay, yes, Peter Obi of Labour Party. Yes,
Alright.
he was giving a story in Anambra State. Then they want to do something. There was a certain cost. And why we're passing through so many channels? Why is it taking this cost? First of all, anything that needs to be done in this world, there's somebody that does it. Company do when they do it. You understand? Even if it means cutting third parties and saying companies, government should not be your biggest customer. In a proper economy, people, the general masses should be the biggest customer of companies, not government contracts.
Can be the customers of such companies.
So there's nothing wrong with a government agency or government going straight. Say you want to buy Panadol, go straight to the chemist and buy the Panadol. You don't have to give a
person. The person now come go.
You want to start bidding, and you want to start adding all kinds
of logistics and the rest
adding
of them.
this. So see, they sell this thing here. You will now contact this man. Say, okay, go and get this thing when you can go directly. So anyway, before I digress, he saved millions of naira just by going direct to implement, and
then he just say that no go cut if you say make you follow that kind of way now, you just say that now no come make some people ways like business people now can gain more.
That's why I said that in a proper economy.
Okay, proper economy.
Yes, in a proper economy, government should not be the biggest customer for companies.
Okay.
Yeah, so because as I'm saying this now, some people will be angry, say, if this type of people enter, we're not going to get contracts. What do they do? Will they do supply job? Will they do this? Will they do
but
this?
even when they talk say get contract and the rest of them, will they see what they face for inside the country where we say they will talk say this road they don't give unto one contractor. See, Marco begin mention road now, see a poor road now.
Yeah.
Contractor, they give contractor.
Yes.
See this Maraba and Nyanya road where little AYA contractor. See this, but the one way be say if you notice one way government do direct with I think like this Kubwa Express road now.
Yes.
I don't know other contractor full on a government and maybe Julius Berger and I do that.
To China, I think it was
You
China.
okay?
Chinese
Company.
Yeah, I think so.
No, the one way Berger do now they talk.
Oh, okay,
Any
okay.
contractor they there, no be federal government straight. See as the road. No, because
Maybe
most time you go
maybe
see
it was
so.
because the government, maybe the president himself has to be making use of that road. Because you discover even when the Abuja airport was being constructed, you see how they were working day and night. So perhaps because the people.
No, I'm not sure that anybody whether a contractor or do that one, but somebody they just do and maybe direct to this person and before you know the work is done. But when before you know pass through person, federal government will come to pursue person when you know they see.
Yes.
So what legislative plan do you have to curb this bureaucracy, especially when it comes to projects like this? Emergency projects like this.
Yeah, so
that they can just go
specifically, we need to look at our procurement laws and our procurement processes. I'll give you an instance. In Niger Delta, we get NDDC, right?
Yeah.
Now, At times you see NDDC now. There's a new management. People have started rushing again.
Under Madam Loretta Onochie.
Yes, the people are started rushing again. This is my job. I have this job. I have this job. You see, people don't talk about the truth. For instance, people will get a job in NDDC and they will sell it to another company. At times, that company even sells it to another company. These are the kind of things that affect that things don't get done. People say, yeah, things have not been done. If you look at President Barry said the other day, if you look at the amount of billions of dollars that when NDDC don't get since 1999 till now, it doesn't show, and because of these same processes, right? Another thing, why I say we need to look at our procurement laws and our administrative processes is that, for instance, now I know people that have completed a stage of contract of a job for the past 3 years and they've not been paid. Just imagine, say that person take loan from bank at about 30% interest rates. How is it going to work? Because of all these difficulties and the administrative processes, people say, I don't get the power to go drag NDDC matter. I go sell them. And now the selling of these jobs is an established process where we say the people do already deal when sabi do one, just like an oil business. Say, okay, facilitator day, buyer side day, seller side day, lawyer day. The percentage is already well stated. You know, like something that is done in New York stock.
They can't turn into business.
Proper business. When we
so
say
no be normal work again. Can't turn into business.
Professionals, they when say that they're expert, that they are filled with that. You know, I don't get the power to go drag. So why should you need power to drag money from NDDC? If there's a job, you should follow the process. See
this job, can you do? Yes, I can do it. Let us say, okay, you can do it. This is the month, blah blah blah. The work is done. Let's check if it's okay. Like it gets. Whether than Benin, which country will be say the new president will be say come in. He give you projects. You do them. Maybe they will give you like maybe 10 or 20% to take mobilize you. When you finish that project, then they give contractor to come. When you finish the project, they go come check it themselves. I remember when Fashola was the governor of Lagos State back then. Fashola started for his first tenure. When they come there, they go check the texture of that road where we say you do it. They waiting, they go shoot, enter the road. They go check the meter or waiting. If the thickness of that road, if it not reach for your front koro, motor go come. They go break them again. They go bring another person, another construction.